it's been a while since you were on the show. You came back, like, I think for the last week of the show, you and Melissa Hayden came back to sort of send off the show. So what was that like to kind of bring those characters back at the end?
Was that like a wedding or something? Was it a...
Honestly, I don't remember. I think it was, yeah.
I mean, it's always great, you know. I mean, they really, even though we don't see I haven't seen Jordan since then, or even talked to him. And I mean, time and distance really don't matter. Just we have a connection, and they're my family, you know, in many ways. Really care about a lot of those people a lot, and I was honored and privileged to work with them. There were some of the outstanding actors on that show. And Betty, what's her face? Betty, the casting director, she was awesome, you know. But it was all people that really took their craft seriously, and worked hard to be good. And you know, we did stuff outside. We did play. Michael Zaslow and I did Cyrano together.
Oh yeah,
I played Christian, and he was such a good actor.
He was such a good actor.
Asshole, but great actor. No, I loved him. He was a good guy. We got along real well.
No, you can't have everything.
He's a tough cookie.
Yeah.
He was, though, you know, he taught me a lot, but yeah, I mean, what he went through is just, I lost a little half brother to it's like Lou Gehrig's disease, or MS.
Mm-hmm.
He got it when he was 6 years old, but he lived till he was 11, and that's when he died from a muscular thing where your muscles just basically, the nerves stop making your muscles move, and eventually it affects your breathing, and you know, you can't breathe.
Right, yeah.
And so it's just so sad and so horrible, and he just went so fast, as did Vince Williams, who was, you know, he was my dressing roommate. We met in the elevator. It was his first day and my first day, and we were best friends ever since then.
Yeah.
And I remember I went back, I think, to do like the wedding or something, and I called him. I'm like, hey man, I'm in town. Let's get together. And it's like, oh man, I just found out I got cancer. What? So, yeah. He goes, but you know, I'm gonna beat this. And it's like, cool, you know. And I called him maybe once again, and then a couple of months later, he was gone. I was just stunning. So, you know, I still think about him all the time. I mean, maybe not daily, but he's such an influence. And, you know, he taught me so much as a white person. We just have no idea what it's like not being white. And, you know, he shared some stories and things with me that opened my eyes in a way that you'd never know if you walk around with white skin all the time.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't occur to you to even look, you know, or see something that happens and you wouldn't realize what that's actually is that's going on. And so, and then obviously in my job as a paramedic and firefighter, it just gave me so much more knowledge about and compassion and understanding of how to deal with people, how to treat people, and that manifests itself many times in the last 17, 18 years. So yeah, he's always in my thoughts and part of who I am today.
Yeah. Well, I know that you lost another brother, Brian, to an overdose in 1986, and he was about 30 at the time, and so you were in your early 20s. So do you think that losing him played a part in your decision to become a paramedic firefighter?
Yes.
You can take a minute, it's fine.
Yeah, this is tough. I don't know if I could try, but I don't know if I'll get very far. But
It's fun.
both my brother and my best friend reached out to me right before they died, and I wasn't there, and it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, when my brother died, he had a long history of drugs, and he was the brother that, I mean, when he wasn't all high, he was an amazing person, incredible drummer. He taught me what's important about family and about having someone's back, and integrity. But there were so many times where I'd be so proud to be with him, and we'd be, I don't know, on a plane or going somewhere, and next thing I know, he's just like slurring his words, and he's food all over his face, and I'm just going, oh. So at some point, I finally just said, I love you, but I can't help you, and I'm going to live my life.
Yeah.
And I went to New York, both to be my own person, and because then I finally decided I want to be an actor. So if that's what I want to do, then I need to get, hone my craft and get. Right. So I auditioned for a school in New York and left college and went to do that, Circle in the Square. And I was in that, and I was living my life, and he had just had a young daughter, and because of the drugs, he I guess he wasn't able to see her or something, so he came out to New York, and he was gonna go for acting and stuff again, and he kept reaching out to me like, hey, I'm in town, let's get together, and I just felt so I was trying so hard to do my own life, and I was like creating my own life there, and I wasn't ready to do that, to meet with him. It's just one too many times, and in the meantime, I got a part in my first play, so I ended up leaving that school to come back to LA to do Picnic at the Amundsen Theater. And I was having dinner with my mother one night, and he called, and she just said, this is the first time she'd ever done this. She said, Morgan's making me dinner, and I'm going to have dinner with him, and I love you, and but I'm not going to sit on the phone and, you're basically deal with it. And that was the last we ever heard of him. So, I regret in some ways not getting together, but the same thing with my best friend. We talk, we grew up together, and he was in LA and I was in New York. We'd laugh on the phone for 45 minutes straight. And just a really close relationship. But he was with somebody, so this girl, and I guess they were doing some kind of drugs, and she woke up and noticed that he was breathing weird, and so she repositioned him. And I'm sorry, what happened was, it's New York. I get a call at 6:30 in the morning, and who's calling me at 6:30 in the morning? I think like on a Saturday or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick it up. But you remember that's in the days when there were still like those machines, so it would pick up. But well, 3 weeks later, his mother called me, and she said, I just want to tell you that was the last phone call he made. Yeah. So, that weighs pretty heavy. I don't know if anything would have changed, but
it's the what if.
They're tough. Yeah. I mean, I wish what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Pick up the phone next time.
Well, it's like you said, it may or may not have made a difference. There's no way to know. So, but again, you're living with the what if. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but I carry them both with me, all of them, Vince, Brian, Jamie, Max. Their lives were cut short, but I feel like it's our opportunity, if not duty, to live ours more fully, and with, I don't know about for them, but just to live it as fully as possible, and
to
carry their
honor
memory
them.
forward. Yeah, to honor them. Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly. Well said. So
Well,
let's talk about life.
Yeah, well, I know that your family is musical. I mean, a lot of people don't know that your mother is a concert level pianist. So, but I know that you were reluctant to pick up an instrument growing up. So, how old were you when you finally decided that you would do that?
Well, there was the week where I wanted to play violin or, whatever. I don't know what it was, but
right.
I my other brothers were already accomplished musicians, and so I mean, it never even occurred to me that I would be on a level that they were. And
yeah.
So, and I was so much younger too. But I did harbor a secret dream that when I saw people playing the guitar and singing and playing around the campfire, and I just thought that was the most amazing thing. And I guess I had this secret dream that I'd be able to do that someday.
Yeah.
And then specifically, I remember thinking, if I could play Needle in the Damage Done, I will have succeeded in. I don't need to go any further than, like that. If I could play that, I would be happy.
Yeah.
And I remember when that happened, I did. I'm like, wow, I did it. And but my kids. So in college, when I got into college, I got a guitar and started. I learned how to play some Eagles, and I think my favorite song. She likes the way Peaceful, Easy Feeling.
Yeah.
And and then I got a play. My first play was this musical at the thing there, and it just happened by accident. But it was one of the highlights of my acting career. Bar none, it was the most amazing performance. It was so good.
Yeah.
The costumes, I mean, everything about it was really at a high level. And the Pippin is just it's a just like one of those, I don't know, like 70s revival, where everyone's just like a hippie kind of, and they're all dancing and together. So it's a really fun, sweaty, just musical kind of thing. And I got to be the guy that plays that 12-string guitar in this one section where he does a number with the guy that Ben Vereen played originally.
Yeah.
So right away I got to play in some cool stuff. But it wasn't until really then after Guiding Light, I'd started writing some stuff during Guiding Light, and Adam Reese, who is he ended up being a director, I think, but he started in the office, running papers and stuff like that. But he and I and his wife would play down at the South Street Seaport and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then after Guiding Light, I made a little demo, and this guy liked it. He flew me out to Nashville. We did an album and everything. But my kids were real young, and I just said, do I go on the road and promote this, or do I stay and raise my kids? Because my marriage was not going well ever.
Yeah.
Even before that, I'm getting married, and clearly I made the decision to raise my kids.
Yeah.
But now they're raised, and I turned 50, and I'm like, and I've been watching them and the talent in them, and it really made me rethink about myself and think about the opportunities. For instance, my mother, everything about her childhood was pointed towards her being a star, her being an actress. Her younger sisters, they went without stuff because they needed it for a chorus, and there was resentment and stuff there. So, and I've really supported my kids in their music stuff. And not that I wasn't supported as a kid, but I think that that I never really, even acting, gave it my full 100%, like that I could walk away knowing that I've done the best that I can do.
Right.
For various reasons, not that I didn't, in my acting, didn't act as well as I could and give everything to it, but in my career, and part of that maybe is just feeling that you're worthy of it, like if you don't feel like that if you don't know that you're worthy of having that success, then you're never going to attain it, you know? So anyway, getting back to, I think my kids, they really reflected to me that I must have some talent in me, and I'm going to explore it and see where it takes me, but I'm going to give it everything.
Yeah.
And so that's where I am right now. And
so what advice have your kids given you with all this?
Don't quit your day job.
No, I'm betting that's not.
I mean, you know, my son was really worried, but I've been working so hard since. I mean, I had a plan. I did quit the department, but I had a plan. I've been working that plan. I've been working really hard, like maybe as hard as I've ever worked in my life, in a different way than I've ever worked. You know, social media, and I'm going from being a part of a team where, you know, your identity is the last thing that you're going to reveal, to it being, you know, all about me. And that's always been an uncomfortable position for me. I mean, even though I am an actor, I think what motivates me is different from maybe some other people.
Yeah. Well, you know, I interviewed somebody a couple of weeks ago, and we were kind of talking about that, about how much easier it is to be a character than it is to like be yourself. So
for sure.
I
mean, so like take this interview. Well, people ask me all the time, well, isn't it easy? I mean, you're an actor, right? No, it's not easy, because I can play a character. Right. And I'll do anything. I can be completely courageous in my choices with that. But when I have to be myself, then it's very difficult.
Right, because you're not wearing that mask.
Right. Well, to me, it's not even so much a mask. It's really about being me in those circumstances, in that body, and that, you know. So, but it's something that's not you. However, whatever approach you take, you're insulated by the fact that you're playing a character. Right. And it's the character that's speaking. It's not you, or it's the character that's moving. And so if somebody doesn't like it, well, they don't like you. They don't not like you.
Right. They don't like the character.
Don't like the character. Right. They may not like the choice you made, you know, but it's not, and you know, it's a buffer between you and them. So
yeah, totally.